Hi there! I hope that you guys are all doing very well. It's been a really long time since I made a video, and it's about time for me to go to work. The last time that I made a video, I was telling you guys that I was going to apply for a second job, and I did get that job. I started at the beginning of September. It's been incredible. It's in retail, just like at the mall, and I've never worked like in a mall before, but I've also never, it's been probably since I was 17 years old since I worked in retail, so it's totally different. I'm totally out of my comfort zone and I'm loving it. It makes for really long days though. I mean, there are some days that are like 20 hours long. You know, I wake up at 6 o'clock in the morning with the boys, and then I've got my day job, and then at night in the evening I get dressed and I head out to work, and sometimes I don't get home until like 12:45 and I'm back up again at like 6 o'clock in the morning. So it's been interesting. It's taken some getting used to. I think my husband is just kind of like, what time are you off? Do you work tonight? Like, I think we're all just still kind of trying to get used to it, but I'm loving it, and it's keeping me busy, and you know what? That's all I can ask for. That's really all I can ask for. You know, I've been asked a lot of times, either on Facebook through like messaging, or even here on YouTube on like the comments and stuff like that, you know, how so many people have asked, like, how do you deal with like food in the office, you know? And I think that it's been a real question, you know, just from a lot of people. And because I've worked from home for so many years, I didn't really have a response. Like, I don't know, I'm not sure how I'd do it either, because like, good luck. But at my second job, there are always stuff in that break room. Last night there was cake in that break room. One time before there was a cookie cake. There have been cookies multiple times, because there's like the original cookie company in the mall and stuff. There cake pops. Oh my gosh, there was like cake pops all over the table one day. There was so much candy in there at Halloween time. And you know what? I don't think that there's any trick to it. I don't think there's any way around it other than just practicing self-control. And that is what I've had to do many days. The thing is, even if I'm not hungry, if I'm seeing other people eat, I want to eat, and especially if I'm seeing them eat cookies. Like, there was one time as well where someone had brought in like cookies, as well as like those little Chick-fil-A nuggets that are like tiny pieces of heaven, right? And I just said, that is not the kind of thing that I want to eat. That's no longer what I want in my life. That isn't the food that I want to be eating. Not that I judge anyone that does. Heck, you eat whatever you want to, really enjoy it. But for me, I'm trying to make a choice not to fall back into those ways, because I eat entirely too much of those things. So I make sure that I keep like honey roasted cashews in my locker, or I bring my protein shake if I'm working late and I've already had dinner, or my granola bars. I bring my protein granola bars, I forget what they're called, but I've shown them on here before. I bring those and I eat them, and that is what I have found is it's really what keeps me from eating it. Some days when I don't have those, I have to choose not to eat those things. It doesn't matter how delicious they look, how delicious they smell. Do I want to put on the couple of pounds that I'm probably going to gain? Do I want to then crave them the next day after I eat them? And my response to that is no, I really don't. So I think that we, just as human beings, have to practice self-control. We have to make a decision. Either we are going to eat those things, pay for it later, or have to work out much harder, which I don't want to do. Or we just have to say, look, I'm going to choose not to have that, or I don't have it in my, in my calorie count for the day, or my carb count for the day, or whatever. But anyway, I think that there's no trick to it. I think that's just the way it is. Something funny. So I've got these coat hangers, right? These coat hangers that have these little sides on them, okay? I have only ever hung up shirts on these coat hangers. And the reason is because my big jeans, they don't really fit. They sort of scrunch up at the top. You see, like when I put them on, there's not a whole bunch of room. And I guess that that's something that I have just kind of stuck to as well. And so one day, this was the only coat hanger that I had in my closet just a couple of weeks ago. And I was like, oh crap, I don't want to use that coat hanger because my jeans won't fit on it, was what I was thinking. So I was mistaken. My jeans do fit on these coat hangers now. And I just think that's the coolest thing. But I thought that it was interesting that, like, still 72 weeks later, 120 pounds down, I'm still thinking that, that they're not going to fit that. And that's just really interesting to me. So right now this morning I weighed in at 152.4. Again, anyone who has watched any of my videos or has had conversations with me, it's not really where I want to be. What I'd like to be is below 149. I can tell you that since my last video, which was in August, I have not seen the 140s again. The lowest that I have seen is 150.8. It is not because the scale hates me. It is not because oh my gosh, what's the matter? I just can't lose weight. It isn't because of that. It's because I'm eating. You know, I'm eating more. I'm eating honey roasted cashews, and a lot of them. I am not exercising as much as I was. With this new schedule, what I have decided is I'm just not going to worry with exercise on the days that I work. So what I will do is I will work out on the days that I don't work. And I usually go for about an hour and a half for my walks. And you know what? I feel really good about that. I was speaking to my therapist recently, and I just, telling him, how I felt, and number one, he said I was just weighing myself too much because I was getting so caught up in that number, which I think a lot of folks do. I think when we don't see that scale go down, that we tend to, I don't know, I can't speak for anybody else, but I tend to kind of I tend to sort of get down, feel down. I don't feel comfortable. I feel out of my comfort zone, and I've said that a number of times, and he just said, look, you're at your place where you want to be. 150 pounds is not 170 pounds. Like, you've got to keep that in perspective. You were at 272 pounds a year and a half ago. You're at 150 now. You've told me before, as an adult, you never thought that you would see less than 100 pounds. So, not only are you less than 100 pounds, but you're 50 pounds less than that now. Calm down. It's okay. So I definitely, like I said, with the snacking and stuff, I'm definitely watching that, and just not making the decisions that I used to, not making the decisions that are going to cause me to see that scale to move up. But I am not down at 149 because of decisions that I have made. I am choosing to eat my weight in honey roasted cashews some days. So, you're not going to see the scale to go down when you're eating your weight in honey roasted cashews. Now, the honey roasted cashews from Walgreens, they're the nice brand. I have had to cut those little babies out. They're my favorite kind of cashew. The reason they're my favorite kind of cashew, I finally figured it out, is because they taste like vanilla ice cream. Yes, they taste like vanilla ice cream, and that is what makes them my favorite. Oh, something else I was going to tell you. Peanut butter. I have found that when I put it in the refrigerator, because I don't usually put peanut butter in the refrigerator, but we've started doing that, it reminds me of cookie dough. I can't beat that. Like literally, it reminds me of cookie dough. So that has been something fun as well. I think that is about it. Two more things. So for work, they gave us these t-shirts. They had, they were made by American Apparel. I've never worn anything American Apparel, but they're American Apparel with the name of the company on the back of it. And they had an extra large and a medium, and I was like, ooh man, I think I better get that extra large because it is that looks pretty small. And there was another girl there, and she just as sweet as she can be, a beautiful girl, but she's a little heavier, And again, no judgment here. I'm just telling this for the purpose of the story. That's the only reason I'm saying that. But I felt for her because she looked at that shirt the way that I would have looked at that shirt, and the way that I did look at that shirt, in fact, and she was like, yeah, that's not going to work for me. And so they went and but I just felt for her because I've been in her shoes so many times before. But anyway, I was able to fit into the shirt. I do not dry the shirt because if I dry the shirt, I would not be able to fit into the shirt. But it just made me feel, it just took me back. It just took me back a couple of years, and I felt for her. Not to say that she even felt anything. She may not have felt anything. She's an amazing girl. She's a smart girl. She's a fun girl. She's a beautiful girl. No, I don't even see weight when I see her. I just could tell her face would have been what my face looked like as well. And for that individual not to have offered her an alternative to the shirt that he was giving me, it irritated me because I just felt like, I wish that people weren't put in that position, where they had to be like, yeah, that's not going to fit. Common sense should tell you. Anyway, it's a whole other topic. But anyway, I just wanted to say that I'm fitting into normal size shirts, and I could fit into the shirt that they offered there, which was exciting because I wasn't sure that I would have been able to. Last thing, whenever I am there, I've had to find, sometimes when I work a full day and I don't bring lunch with me, I've had to go and I've had to find lunch. So what they offer, there's this place called Charlie's. It's Charlie's steak sandwiches or something, I don't know, Charlie something. And what you can do is you can get their sandwiches without the bread. So they've got a small, a medium, a large size sandwich. And so what I do is I just get the meat without the bread, and it is delicious. Like I've gotten the chicken Philly cheesesteak with like jalapenos and mushrooms and onions and cheese, and it is delicious. And I get just a little side of ranch dressing because those jalapenos, they burn my ass up. They are so hot. But anyway, a nice alternative, you know, for like low carb living when you're out and about. And that's generally what I try to do. I just try to do whatever it is. Like I'll eat normal, but just minus the bread or minus the taco shell or, you know, soft taco tortilla or something. So anyway, that's it. Things are good. Things are busy. I'm maintaining the weight in between 150 and 155. I'm doing well with that. It's not necessarily where I want it to be, but I'm happy there, you know. I'm still fitting into my clothes. Exercising, you know, it literally is a lifestyle change, and I understand that term now, lifestyle change. I know that it has come out of my mouth so many times before, but I'm at a place now where I'm really understanding what that means. So anyway, that's that. Blah, blah, blah is what I did. So I hope that everyone else is doing incredibly well, and I will talk to you all soon. Bye.